on how our Earth works, not what the scientists want you to believe. You do not live on a spinning ball. Today, a couple of things I want to talk about. We'll start off with this one, the celestial bodies, because I was just watching a video last night, and they're showing all the mathematics and everything concerning the elliptical shape the planets take around the sun. But they've got it all wrong. You see, where I come from, up here, is what's actually happening back at the source, not the reflection you see out in the night sky. So once you understand what's happening back at the actual projected site, you'll understand what's happening in the image out here. It's an exploded image, mirrored in your sky. So they're trying to tell you that all the planets around the sun do an elliptic. Now, one way, that's sort of right in one way because of this magnetic vortex in the centre of Earth that runs everything. That's the tree of life in there. Everything's in there. All our celestial bodies are hidden in there. We do not see. We don't get past this magnetic field to see what's in here. But what's in there creates this realm. A magnification from a black hole. This realm was created. This is a slice through the middle here. Not an elevation, a cross section. This is all created from what's happening in here. And because in here it's a magnetic vortex, it's spiraling up over time. It's obviously going like this, isn't it? It's on this elliptic angle. That's the elliptic angle. That is why we see things out in our realm on the elliptic angle. Because that's how the season goes. It goes from perihelion up to equinox, then aphelion. That's the northern summer, because there's the magnetic field lines. That's the sun's energy. Everything follows the magnetic field lines. Everything is magnetism in our world. So it's like that. The sun is reflected. Or there's a dual system. One right out there in Antarctica, where you see full-time daylight, and the sun back here still doing its thing out here where we see it. Becomes level, it becomes more circular. But anyway, putting that aside, what science isn't telling you is the sun sits in the black hole. This is the black hole in here. It's not called the cosmic egg for nothing. It's always been known as the cosmic egg. That cosmic egg turns one full rotation for the day. That's your 24-hour clock. They don't set it because it's so small, set right back from its position where it's projected from, in the centre of Earth, right in the centre of Earth, and it's reflecting out around here, around our dome. That's how it works. Now, what they want you to believe, they do all these crazy calculations, geometry, to explain why these planets do an elliptic. And they put a lot of thought into it. You know, these guys are quite clever, but they're not bright enough to know exactly what's happening back here at the source. So as this elliptic egg turns, everything's turning with it, but the egg's at the centre. See, all the energy comes out of the centre like a wave. Imagine a wave propagating out, but it spirals out like this. Everything in our realm spirals out like this. Spirals, waves, curves, nothing straight. It spirals out. So you have to imagine that the sun is, because it's, if you shrink it all right back down, the sun's right back. Here's the egg. So what's happening is the sun is turning, the egg is turning. So I've drawn the planets in here, so you can imagine they're in here, they're close to the black hole. That's the ring of fire, the actual ring of fire. But then I've drawn them out here, so what you have to imagine is, let's pick any one of these, that one. The sun moves quicker over the year, right? It's just moving ever so slightly quicker than the planet. But you look where the sun is in relation. This is the frame of reference, the sun. So you see the sun moving away. This is like over here, remember? It's slowly moving away from the planet. It's the sun that moves. It's the sun that catches up to everything. Nothing passes the sun. It's the sun that catches up to everything. So the sun finally catches up. So they, because that's close, they think, oh shit, oh look, the planet's gone past it really fast there. But now it's moving away. So the elliptic shape of this is causing the planet to move away further, right? And it comes back around this end of the egg. Oh, it's getting closer. Oh, and it's moving away again, which gives the appearance of all the planets doing an elliptical shape, doing the egg shape or whatever. But they're on this circuit. They don't move off that circuit. They all have their own circuits. This is to do with, you have to imagine the, you don't have to imagine it, just see it as fact. There's the Colosseum, the Roman Colosseum, it's that design. It's been left there for us. It's like this, it's tiered, because the planets are tiered down like this. Well, you can go back this way actually, in reality, I look at this way, we see up through there. And at the top is the sun. There's the sun sitting at the top of the pyramid, turning, and you were imagine looking up through there, seeing the egg shape. It's turning in there. Get it? Hope you do. That's how it is. That's our reality. Not what science is trying to tell you. Next up is I've been working on drawing a flat earth map, right? So first you have to get Earth drawn the way it is, the magnetic field lines. This is what it looks like, and what does it look like? Like an eye, because we live in the Eye of Ra. This is what Eye of Ra is all about. That's the earthly. And anyway, searching the right curves and everything, I discovered something. Here's Horus, depicted as the falcon. Now I've shown in earlier videos, whether they're still up or not, I don't know. I took a few of them down because they're a bit too far out for people. But I had a lot on Egypt and what everything means. I've spoken before, these represent Upper and Lower Egypt. But Upper and Lower Egypt, in fact, represent the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. And they're coming together at this point here. Done a lot of videos on that point, that gap. The gap between the two sky rotations we see, where Orion's belt comes through. You'll always see Orion's belt. You see all the suns and celestial bodies always appear to go across the sky straight in our Ark of Horizon, because it's a, but in actual fact, if you put on a time lapse, photography star trail, you'd have to do several. You'll see this rotation. So you do one in the east, and then do another one north, and do one in the west, and you'll see that this whole thing rotates around the northern rotation. Because that's rotating around the northern rotation, science thinks the Earth is turning like a ball. Pure rubbish. Then we have Horus, representing the falcon, or the falcon representing Horus. This here, what do you think that angle is? What do you think perihelion is? What do you think aphelion is? What angle do you think that is? 23.4 degrees. That's as far as the sun goes down for the southern hemisphere, southern summer. Aphelion, 23.4 degrees. It's as far as the sun will go up for the northern summer. Because the sun's in the centre. We can't have the sun down here, right down here. You start cooking everybody. The sun has to be up here because its magnetic field has been brought into the northern district. This sends it out around the perimeter for south. Horus, the falcon head, the curve of the falcon head in the sun again. round Earth. Southern field, inner northern field. It's not the scale obviously, but those who know will understand what they're leaving us. There's the gap, the secret gap. The equilibrium. That's when the magic happens. When it's in equilibrium, the magic happens in this field here, this gap between the two rotations. Anyway, so here I am working on a small plan of the Earth, and what do I get? Look at that. You follow the curves. See, I've curved it the wrong way. I've gone blue that way and red this way, but it's the red, following the red, that's the negative. You get a positive field running over the Earth, positive field running over the Earth, there's the gap, that's the tropics. You get a negative field coming through the Earth, comes back up. So you know you're on the right track when you get your curve lines like this and you form the falcon's head. Falcon's head. Okay? This is the curve here. It's the same curve as this curve. You look at some patents. See, I'm in the stage of considering patenting something. And here in New Zealand we've got the COVID lockdown for a week in Auckland. So conveniently the patent office website isn't working and they're not answering their phones. Seems rather convenient, and I'm locked out of Facebook. You know, for conspiracy theorists that seems pretty weird. I'm looking out for Black Hawk helicopters. Anyway, so in the meantime I thought I'd take a search for something equivalent, because I know no one knows about the patent, but I have to search for something similar, right? Well, I've been looking for something similar, and you guys might want to check this out. You look up John St. Clair inventions, patents and patent applications. Justia, Justia patent search. And here's one of the patents. US 2006 007 222 6A1 remote viewing amplifier. The other one is a US 200 601 4501 9A1 triangular aircraft Google pattern. Also get on the website and look up the TR, capital TR dash 3 capital B dash proof of its existence via patent. That's the triangular aircraft. That's that. But well, the other things aren't in there because I can't post the damn thing. But check out those patents. That guy St. Clair, the one on teleportation. That's very interesting. Bit far out for the average guy, but that was really interesting. So anyway, back to the flat Earth map. So this is Earth in reality. The magnetic field lines go like this. Your compass will follow that magnetic line. You cannot follow a compass from A to B in a straight line. This is why we now have the gyros, because they're set from a location. And they'll send you in a straight line, because to avoid this longer trip. But you have the problem of you got the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, because this southern hemisphere, this is taking you to here. It's not taking you to there. This is taking you to there. These are the two opposing fields here and there, or there or there. So so if you live here, there's New Zealand, and you want to go north, off you go on this curved line. So if you're there, and say Samoa's there, that works in quite well on their sphere, on the ball, because they're on that one line. Because what they've done with the ball is they've taken this curve and popped it up to curve. To create the curve, haven't they? So let's say New Zealand was way down here and Samoa was way up there. You just pop it out. You pop it out. You'd have Samoa there and New Zealand down here. That's how they've done it. Quite clever, but it's not reality. But it's a good way to draw the continents so the average guy can see them. But you're not going to follow that if you're going to be sailing around the world. This thing here, you're going to need a map. And because this is so large, you'll have, just to get from there to there, there'll be mega maps. No, that's what it is. Gets rather confusing because I'm down here in New Zealand, so I've got to face north. Everything's facing north. So this is my east to the right, west to the left. But when you're doing a map, everything is east and west of the meridian, the Greenwich Mean Time. So you're around the other way, in north, facing the other way. So I keep getting confused, putting a continent over this side when it should have been that side, or vice versa. And then I went and put the flipping curves the wrong way. How we all have our, you've seen my previous videos about we all have our horizon, Ark of Horizon. The sun is always there, pointing straight at us, because it's in that arc. And it's made up of all the different atmospheres and frequencies and behind it, compacted to a white disk. That's what it's always seen looking at us. We are part of the light. We are like children. We're part of it. It's not an object, billions of miles, millions of miles away. And then work that out, do that yourself. You'll see what I mean. You put a bit of thought to it. But take that off. That's what the pyramids represent. Been left there for us. The step pyramids. There's your oval. There's your sun up there. You're looking up through there. Down and out. The moon travels down and out. As it goes around, it goes down to here, and then it winds back up again. The moon will end up here. There's full moon. There's the sun. But the sun daylight is this way, across the black hole. That's new moon. You do not see it. The sun dissolves. It's dissolved. You do not see it. It's like the shield, the breastplate. Full moon is up there. It winds all the way down here. Hang on. Well, it's there. It's seen like that, but here it's down there. So when you look up, you see it. You see it sitting there like that. That's where we see it, but in reality, it's right up there, close to the sun, right there. And all the way down, and winds all the way back up. And then when it comes up, it moves around a little bit more. This is where you get the cardanoid, because the moon is basically doing its cycle for half the month, then back again, back up that way. And because it's moved around, it's moved. In my very early videos talked all about this. So you imagine the sun in here or somewhere. Looks like. But it's there. But because it's wound out, because winds out and then winds back in, and it's moving that little bit every month, you'll get the different shape. Be over here, then it'll be over there next time, then over there next time, and over there, and over there.